How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? My name is RuffledRowlit, and welcome back to a brand new video, guys. Today, we're going to be discussing a brand new rumor that popped up, which I didn't even know about, but apparently it came out yesterday. And it's, of course, from 4chan, so big-ass warning, this is just a rumor. Please do not assume this is going to be real just because some dude posted about it on 4chan. Always look at this as a fake to begin with. Like, that's how you should look at it when you read it. Assume it's fake to begin with, and as time, as it develops over time, if it ends up being real, then it's real, but it doesn't really have any substantial things to stand on. So please do keep that in mind as we are discussing the thing we're going to talk about today. So this was first posted here, or the first thing that brought this to my attention was actually PokeJungle. And now PokeJungle is a website that's, a community website for Pokemon that posts a lot about Pokemon news and that sort of stuff, rumors, etc. They've done a lot of that sort of stuff in the past as well. A little bit of a mixture of a channel, so to say, to put it bluntly. So yeah, they're an interesting channel, and they posted about this, and I thought we'd cover it in today's video and go through the general stuff. Now, before we do that, I'm going to do something quickly on my phone, which is to activate the nano leaves, because they're not going around right now. There we go. Now they're activated, and now they're glowing, so that's what we needed. Either way, let's jump over to the actual information, shall we? So here we go, guys. Now, this all started on Twitter, where they posted that they had a new post on their website, which we're going to read the post itself. If you want to read it on your own, I'll link it down below. Though PokeJungle did post that their website did go down by accident. We can see it right here. Sorry, site crashed because so many coming at once. My wallet can't pay for a better server right now. Please understand. But yeah, so apparently his server crashed there because too many people were jumping on the website. Now, let's talk about the actual rumor itself and see what it's all about. So, starting from the top, you ready for a doozy of a rumor? It's time to discuss what at least one person claims are the next pair of games. Pokemon Kingdom, Red and Green. An expansive map, intense exploration, and more natural Pokemon world, Pokemon World, all sound great to me. Read it all here, and they of course link to the page, which we'll read in a second, but there's an actual notice extra thing here that you need to keep in mind. New to our Twitter account or site, we love to post rumors and discuss as discussion topics. All rumors we post are clearly marked and not posted as news. So take a pinch of salt and then give us your thoughts on them. Exactly. That's the main thing you gotta remember with rumors, guys, is don't take them as real. Please, just for the love of God, there's so many people that jump on these things and assume them as real. Guys, please, just chill, okay? Just because, these things are being said by some random person on the internet doesn't mean it's real. Just because I'm talking about it doesn't mean it's real. It's just a rumor, so please keep that in mind. Also, I really like this shirt, I just realized. I don't know why, I just really like this shirt. Either way, let's get into the actual topic here, which is on the website. So, if you want to read this on your own, I'll link it down below. Check out PokeJungle. Of course, the website seems to be down right now, but it will be up sooner or later, I assume. Either way. So rumor, Pokemon Kingdom, Red and Green. Now, I'm going to talk about my opinions on this as the last thing of this video, but I ain't feeling these names, dog. So, it's been a while, and of course, remember the warning, this post deals with unsubstantial rumors, which are not confirmed and are likely to be false. It is for discussion purposes and not to be disseminated as news. Exactly. But yeah, let's get into it. So, it's been a while since we've had a proper rumor post, but with Generation 8's release drawing ever closer, it seems like a good time to examine one and see how everyone feels about it. A poster going by Pokemon Fan on 4chan has posted information about what are supposedly the next titles in the Pokemon franchise. As always, treat rumors as false until we get official confirmation. Precisely. And the only reason you should even be interested in this sort of stuff is because it's interesting to talk about. I mean, most of us thought Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee was fake when it first showed up in April. Everybody kind of assumed it was fake, but then it turned out to be real at the end. And I would have never thought that the names Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee were real. Just never. I would have never in my wildest dreams thought that was real, but guess what? It ended up being real. So, take all this stuff with a grain of salt and just have a happy optimism, but don't instantly assume it's real or anything like that. Just go with the assumption that it's fake until proven otherwise. Either way, they claim that the next games will be called Pokemon Kingdom Red and Pokemon Kingdom Green. And the names aren't the only throwback to the first Pokemon games. Throughout the thread, they have used original beta artworks to illustrate the merging of original ideas with a vast, semi-open world to explore. A virtual world whose size will awe fans. Now, this is actually a quote here from, I guess, the person who posted this. This is a big new change. You still have a team of 6 Pokemon to battle, but you have a direct access to every Pokemon that you own in the new box system. Pokemon are very useful in this game. You can do many things with them. This is a key part of exploring. Regarding the comments about Kanto, it is part of the map, but it's so much bigger. It takes a while to explore the whole mountain tunnel. It feels like a real mountain. The poster also claims that the rate of experience and how your Pokemon level has also been adjusted. Where you are in the adventure and how long you played will factor in how fast they grow. It may seem slower than before, but apparently makes sense with the new game. Now, again, I'll give my opinion at the end, but this is already heating me up and making me a little bit frustrated that this is, again, I don't think this is real, but if it ends up being real, this would be the most annoying shit ever. So I'll get to my opinion in a second, but we're going to go through the middle stuff in a second as well. Actually, let's go through it right now. So here's basically what, he kind of like listed everything. Alright, so this, I see that this is still up with people asking. Big question. Past Pokemon games have many features to make them unique, but these new games have a whole new level of content in them, so I don't know. And I'm not sure what kind of question he was asking there, but if you kind of go over here to the actual post, you can kind of find everything if you want to. Everything is kind of here, and I'm not sure where he kind of answered everything. But, yeah, he's just, like, random spots where he's been answering stuff, I guess. By the way, there is an awareness regarding the competitive side of the games. It has been dealt with. So, apparently, I guess this game would have some level of competitiveness, which has been lacking in Let's Go Peach, Let's Greavy. There are around 1,000 in total. And that's, I guess, he's trying to say that there are 1,000 Pokemon, which I think is unlikely. I don't know why, if that's what the question was. 1,000 Pokemon seems a little bit ludicrous. I mean, we're like, what, at 809 now, right? Would they really add, 191 new Pokemon? Would they really do that? Because I don't think they would do that to hit 1,000 in total for just one generation. 191, I mean, think about that for a second. 191 is just too many at that point. I mean, I don't think they would ever do that. What's the, like, largest game we've had with the most Pokemon? Let's see. Pokemon new generations and new Pokemon count. Let's just actually search that up because I can't remember the exact numbers. So Gen 1 had 151 Pokemon, of course. Gen 2 had 100. Gen 3 had 135. Actually, let's see if we can open this full thing up. Let's see. So Gen 2, Gen 3 had 135. Gen 4 had 107. Gen 5 had 156. Gen 6, 72, and Gen 7, 88. So the most we've ever had was Generation 5, which had 156, right? Now you want to increase that, which, by the way, we haven't had that many Pokemon since then, and even before that, that's like the largest one. Everything in between, I think Gen 3, yeah, Gen 3 is the only one that had as many, if we don't count Generation 1 being the starting points, right? Like, every other generation has not had close to that. And now you want to say 191 new Pokemon? That's just too much. Like, I want that, but I think that's just super unlikely. I mean, think about it for a minute. That is just so many Pokemon, and this is Game Freak we're talking about. They like doing less, because less is easier, and less is way more, substantial to do. I mean, look at the latest games they've done. 72 for Generation 6, and 88 for Generation 7. Of course, we did have Mega Evolutions and Alola forms, but even with those, we still don't pass over, like, over 100 and, 50 or something. We don't pass over that number of, like, Pokemon that are different or brand new. We don't pass that number, though. So even at that point, this still is a little bit, is ludicrous. That point right there is just ludicrous. Either way, the new level up system is very smooth. For example, it may take a while to evolve Bulbasaur into Ivysaur, so much time that you will actually experience so much with Bulbasaur. The new system is smart because it takes into account the progress you have made in the game, and the strength of the Pokemon you own, to determine their growth rate and sometimes the difficulty. This is meant to be the next big evolution in the franchise. We're expecting these new games to bring back the success of the first release of Pokemon. So this is something I would expect to be happening. I mean, they have pointed out many times that this is going to be, like, back to the RPG feeling of Pokemon, but it's going to be the most, like, the most brand new thing we'll ever get from Pokemon ever. Like, it's going to be the most unique thing we've ever gotten. So, I don't know, man, but it's kind of weird. Somebody else asked me a question here. He's saying, you are kind of right. The places you listed are visitable, and I don't think they would use such a strange marketing strategies. Haha. I'm not sure what that means. And the way he answers that, they would use such strange marketing strategies. I mean, that's weird, because, like, isn't he one of the people working there? And he says here, I couldn't be a translator, but I sure am an advertiser here. So apparently he's an advertiser. Then I'm sure kind of weird about like why he would then answer the next question. You're kind of right. The places you're listed are visitable, and I don't think they would use such strange marketing strategies. If you're an advertiser, then you work in the marketing side of things. Then why would you say that they would use strange marketing strategies? Isn't it you making these strategies because you work in the advertising section? Like I'm a little bit confused, dude. It's a little bit contradictory here. Unless, there's a difference between somebody who works directly in advertising, somebody who works in marketing. I feel like those two kind of mishmash into each other, because those two kind of do the same thing in one way or another. Either way, big reveal. You start in a region based on, wait, what? The Chubu region around the Niigata prefecture. The map is not real Japan, and Japan is not the only place you can explore. The map is beyond expectations. I ain't feeling that. There is a Team Rocket, but they will have an interesting role, different from the past. They might even help you, the player dealing with a much greater enemy, which I wouldn't call Evil Team. There are many side quests, and there is a lot of free roaming. It is open world. Okay, yeah, no, nah. This is when you know it's fake. This is when you know it's fake. They don't do Pokemon in open world. They'll never do that, at least not in my lifetime. I pray they will, but just no, dude. Like, I don't think so. Sure, we've heard from, like, people like King Zell saying that the people working at Game Freak have said that this is the Breath of the Wild of Pokemon, but I don't think they meant it as it's open world, but rather it's just one of those games that's just kind of revolutionizing the franchise, the same way Breath of the Wild revolutionized Zelda, Legend of Zelda. This is going to be revolutionized Pokemon, and I don't think open world is a part of that equation. But also has paths you should follow, like older Pokemon games. But then how is it open world? I'm a little bit confused. Because open world is that there shouldn't be any paths for you to follow. You can just go and do whatever you want. But, I mean, hey, sure. I mean, the way I would love it is if there was paths to follow, but I just had more freedoms in the paths themselves. That's, to me, what the ideal game would look like. So, yeah, either way. Let's see the next thing here. This is the thing I love, because you do see Pokemon around interacting with their surroundings and with you, so you can encounter them like this, but also they can appear by surprise in certain areas like tall grass. Okay. Yeah, I don't know, dude. So, let's just read what the final thing here was that was said by Jungle. So, they said they also hinted that Eevee may be getting a Dragon-type evolution as well. You can read the full post, which may be removed, as most Rumours posts are. Let us know in the comments if you'd like to see more open, expansive Pokemon world to explore versus the linear experience we've had before. While I certainly don't put stocks in Rumours, I'd love to have Pokemon interact with each other in the wild and be fully immersed in a way that previous titles haven't been capable of. Can't wait to hear your thoughts. And I think it's a admirable thing. It's an admirable idea, and it's admirable to think that way, and I agree it would be cool to see a Pokemon open world, but I do not think this is real. Okay, let's just start with the first thing that this kind of like just kind of like ruins this instantly, which is the name. Okay, please, first of all, where does the kingdom part come in here? What does the kingdom part even have to mean with anything? Okay, why is there Kanto again? We had Kanto last year. Please, this is somebody just messing with everyone right now, it feels like. Because we just had Kanto last year. Why would you have Kanto included with the brand new generation as well? Why? Why would you use Red and Green when those are already existing Pokemon games called Pokemon Red and Pokemon Green and Pokemon Blue? You have those. Why would you reuse those names but just put Kingdom at the start? Now, this is Game Freak we're talking about, so, and the Pokemon Company. And they did make Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee, which are things now, which I never thought was going to be real. They have made those, so honestly, this wouldn't be too strange either, but it's still names that already exist in some capacity. Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee did not exist before. They weren't actually things, but these names exist already in the Pokemon, like in the set of Pokemon games that are out there in the public to buy. These actually exist there, and this would be way too confusing. So why would you do this? Like, why? I am so confused. And that's one of the things. Now, the second thing, of course, the open world. I do not think this game we're going to be getting for Pokemon this year is open world. It just, I don't think so. I'm trying to stay positive and hope it's going to be open world, but I just don't think it's going to be open world, and I have to be honest about it. So, I don't know. Personally, I do not believe this, and I mean, if I'm wrong and this is what we end up getting, then, wow, Pokemon has really gone down the gutters at that point then, because if they're reusing the names as well, and reusing Kanto, again, that would actually be the most annoying thing in the world. Now, I know some people love Kanto, I get it, but we had Kanto last year, we've had Kanto every single year being included, mentioned, or given props, or just had Pokemon from Kanto given tons of love every single year almost, and every single iteration of Pokemon. So I was hoping that Generation 8 was going to be a total, derail away from that, and just nothing related to Generation 1 whatsoever. No references, none of that stuff. I'd prefer Pokemon from Generation 2, Generation 3, Generation 4, Generation 5, Generation 6 to get more attention, to get Mega Evolutions, to get Alola forms, etc. That sort of stuff. I mean, not Alola forms, but regional variants. So that's just what I think. That's my opinion. I was planning to do a different video today, but I guess I can now take more time to edit that video because it's a pretty big one, so might as well take more time on that. But at least got something else out for you guys today, at least a subject. So let me know what you guys think about it. If it ends up being real, then I'm gonna just, I don't know, I'm gonna do something to my brain, and I don't know, it's just strange. But let me know what you guys think about this. What are your thoughts? What are your opinions? And if you want to read this on your own, I'll link it down below as per usual. Have yourselves a great day, ladies and gentlemen, and I'll see you the next time. Bye bye.